The most iconic Foamposite of all time has returned. This is the 2025 Nike Air Foamposite 1 Galaxy. Yo, what is happening in 2025? It's just like grail after grail after grail. This has been the best year for me ever, I think, in sneakers. We've got amazing Jordan releases. We had the Bread ones, my favorite sneaker of all time. We have Joe Freshgood New Balances, like the second iteration of the 992s, which I cannot wait to get my hands on. And now we've got literally my Foamposite grail. What's happening? I can't even handle it at this point. It's almost too much. This is my first time owning this pair. I have some other Foamposite grails that I absolutely love that I picked up used. But I've never owned this particular pair. So, oh my gosh. I can already see the Galaxy print on the top of the box. Yo, this is ridiculous. What is happening? Oh my gosh. Bro. The last time this sneaker released was back in 2012 for All-Star Weekend. It's actually the only time this sneaker released. This is the first retro of this shoe, and hopefully the only retro, but who knows. And I just can't wait. I'm gonna be honest, I cannot wait. So the box itself is this sort of semi-gloss black finish. You've got the Nike logo on the sides and also on the top with this beautiful glossy Galaxy print. It's surreal to have this box right now. This is crazy. On the front, you've got the size tag right there. It is the Nike Air Foamposite 1 Quick Strike Obsidian Anthracite Black size 9, which is my size. This is a personal. This is a pair that I will never be getting rid of because of how much I love this sneaker. I've never seen the new pair in person, so this is literally my first time seeing this. Oh, you got Galaxy paper too? Man, they thought of everything. Here we go. I see the bottom of the shoe. The real question is, does it come with the remove before flight tag? That's the real question. Let's see the shoes here. Oh my gosh. Got the glow-in-the-dark outsoles. At least I'm assuming they still are. I'm not totally sure. We'll double check. Smells like glue and plastic, but it's a good glue and plastic smell. It smells like new sneakers. You got the remove before flight tag. Let me tell you, back in 2012, because I couldn't get these, I had this or a very similar version on my keychain because I just wanted it so bad. Now it didn't have the Nike logo. It was kind of an off-brand one, but bro, this is crazy. If you guys weren't sneakerheads back in 2012, you might not understand the hype behind this pair. This is one of those grail pairs that released at the peak of Foamposite popularity. I am so excited about this pair of sneakers. You guys have no idea. Well, you guys probably have some idea. The Nike Air Foamposite was designed by sneaker legend Eric Avar and was made famous by NBA star Penny Hardaway. The Foamposite first debuted back in 1997 and was a wildly futuristic looking shoe for the time. It featured a molded seamless Foamposite upper which was made from a liquid polyurethane. The material was heated up and molded into shape during production and gave the shoe an incredibly supportive and durable upper. The first and most popular version of the shoe was the Nike Air Foamposite 1. This was actually the pair worn by Penny Hardaway and featured Penny's 1 cent logo on the tongue and on the heel. But soon after, the second version of the shoe dropped, the Foamposite Pro. Now the Pro was a very similar shoe to the 1, but it replaced Penny's logo with a Nike swoosh on the side of the sneaker and Air branding on the tongue. Although Foamposites are forever linked to NBA legend Penny Hardaway, the sneaker has taken on a life of its own, fueled by some of the most limited and sought-after colorways of all time. I mean, 15 years after the Foamposites first dropped, they really hit their peak in the sneaker collector world. In just 2012, we saw the release of the Galaxy Foamposites, the Paranormans, and the following year we got the Oregon Duck PEs. And I think it's safe to say that these releases cemented the silhouette as a must-have in any sneaker collector's rotation. But let's talk specifically about my favorite Foamposites of all time, the Galaxy Foamposites. Like I mentioned, the pair released back in 2012 during All-Star Weekend, and it was incredibly limited and caused mayhem at literally every location that it dropped at. And for many people, including myself, it became an immediate grail. I mean, the pair was so hyped up that it hit resale price highs of $2,000, which now doesn't sound as crazy, but back then it was wild. In fact, it was so crazy that someone even tried to trade their car for a pair. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not totally sure if he was successful and was able to trade his car for a pair, but he tried. He really tried. You gotta at least give him credit for that. If I had to compare the hype of the 2012 Galaxy release to other legendary pairs, I'd say it's up there with like the Nike Air Yeezy 2s, even the Pigeon Dunks. This release was wild. I mean, let's be real. There's not a lot of pairs as legendary as the Galaxy Foamposites. In the following years, Nike tried to recapture lightning in a bottle and they dropped other Galaxy-themed sneakers like the Galaxy Zoom Rookies and the Big Bang Foams, but none of them ever really hit as hard as the original Foamposites. Now, if you guys have been watching my channel for the last couple years, you know that I've been slowly trying to build up my Foamposite collection. I got the Supreme Foams, I finally got the Copper Foams, I got the Red Metallics, but I always wanted the Galaxies. And I'll be honest, I had given up hope. But with the resurgence of Foamposites over the last 2 years, Nike decided to bring this classic out of the vault, which means I can finally have my Grail. In fact, from what I can tell, it seems like they're re-releasing it in its true to original look too, which is crazy. Now, if you'd like to grab a pair of this still probably pretty limited release, they released during All-Star Weekend on February 15th in San Francisco, and then again on the Sneakers app on February 21st, 2025 for a retail price of $230. They also will probably drop at sneaker stores like Takeout NY, but I'm not sure when or where. There was also like a super limited shock drop that happened on the Sneakers app this week for people who I think had tried to buy 3 other pairs of Foamposites over the last year. You were given like early access or exclusive access or something like that. I'm pretty sure I tried to buy 3 pairs of Foamposites over the last year and I didn't get exclusive access, so I don't know what that was about, and I don't actually know of anyone personally that hit. I know that people did hit, I just don't know anyone personally, so I'm sure that was like a ridiculously limited drop. Now, of course, if you want to grab a pair of these, I've made sure to link them through the YouTube shopping tab on your screen and also through the description below. Maybe you're watching this video after they release and you want to grab them for resale, or you just want to check the resale price, or maybe you're watching this video before they release and you want to grab them early. Either way, you can grab them through all the places that I just mentioned. But hey, at this point, I've been waiting for this for a minute. Why don't we throw this pair on and see how they fit? Yo, it is way chillier out here than I thought it was gonna be. All right, so we've got the Galaxy Foamposites. It's time to finally try them on. I'm so excited for it. I'll be honest, I'm expecting them to fit like most other Foamposites, as most Nike sneakers do. They don't change up the sizing that often, but I'm stoked for these. So why don't we throw these guys on feet? And actually, while we're talking about feet, terrible transition. We've got the brand new APTHCRY Mountaineering collection dropping this Friday. I'm actually rocking the shirt from that collection right now. Check it out. Check out the back. I'll throw up some pictures so you guys can actually see what it looks like. But it's a fire collection. You guys can feel like you're braving the elements like I feel like I'm braving right now because it's freezing cold. Should have worn a coat. I don't know what I was thinking. But yeah, check it out. APTHCRY.com this Friday. It's gonna be sick. All right, so on foot, they feel like regular Foamposites, which is true to size. Now, I will say Foamposites do mold to your foot over time, so if they feel a little bit tight in the beginning, just wear them a couple times and they'll start to feel perfect on foot. Used Foamposites obviously are a little bit different because they've molded to someone else's feet, but for regular Foamposites, I would say true to size. Now, I have regular width feet. They're not narrow, they're not wide, and these fit perfect. I think if you have wider feet, maybe it wouldn't hurt to go up half a size, but generally I'd say true to size is fine, and again, they mold to your feet, so the more that you wear them, the better they will feel. And on foot, man, they are crazy. I love how wild these shoes look. It's so nuts. I can't wait to wear these to like a nighttime event or something, and then like be outside just kind of chilling and walk inside and have my shoes glow, and everyone's like, whoa, are you 12? You wear glow-in-the-dark shoes? No, I don't know. I really like the glow. I don't know, man. I was just really stoked about these. But yeah, true to size, that's my sizing advice. With that being said, back to the studio. But at this point, let's dive into this wild and wonderful sneaker. Starting off on the tip of the toe, you've got this printed Foamposite material that wraps all the way around the upper of the shoe. For this colorway, as you could have guessed, you've got this really beautiful multicolored galaxy print. I love how bright this print is without being overpowering. It's a really nice mix of color and saturation. They did just an awesome job on this shoe. I realize I'm gushing, but man, the shoe is fire. Now, I'm actually not sure if the pattern on the upper of the shoe is repeated or mirrored. It actually kind of looks like it's mirrored. You've got like reds on the heel, and then you've got like the lighter sort of starburst there on the inside of the shoe. And it looks like the stars are mirrored. So yeah, it's a mirrored design. The outsides are the same, the insides are the same. But very cool nonetheless. I don't mind it. So sick. I love this design so much. It's fire. Of course, the upper of the shoe is molded, and you've got this ridged texture that sort of wraps all the way around the upper of the shoe, and it gives it a very futuristic look, even 28 years after its debut. Now, above the Foamposite material, you've got this black nubuck eye stay, and towards the toe of the sneaker, you've got this sort of dark graphite embroidered Nike swoosh. Weaving through the eyelets, you've got these black oval laces, and they don't give you a second set of laces inside the box, which makes sense because they never did with the Foamposite Galaxies, so I'm not mad at that. Beneath the laces is a somewhat padded mesh tongue with a silver accent running down the center. It's actually not so much a silver as it is the same sort of graphite that you have on the Nike swoosh. At the top of the tongue, you've got this jewel with the penny 1 cent logo. And then you get to one of my absolute favorite details on the entire shoe, and that's the remove before flight tag. This tag, I mean, is iconic, and it really solidifies the space theme of the sneaker. It comes in a bright red with some arrows and the remove before flight text, and then you've also got the Nike flight logo there at the bottom. Now, from what I can tell, it seems to be inspired by the Air Force and tags used on like missiles and airplanes and things like that, which makes it even cooler. I'm not gonna lie, it's a super, super cool detail. Now, to be honest, for me, as much as I love this tag, I do plan to remove before flight. I'm not gonna walk around with this tag on the sneaker. Nothing against people who do, but I just don't like things flopping around while I'm walking. but man, it does look cool. And I guess you could like slide it in your laces and kind of have it sitting there, which I've seen people do. I don't know, I'm gonna take it off. Moving inside the sneaker though, you've got a black fabric sock liner, which is pretty soft. And then rounding off the inside of the shoe, you've got this dark blue insole with the Nike Flight logo printed on the heel. Then moving around to the heel of the shoe, you've got another penny 1-cent logo embroidered into the back of the sneaker. Then continuing down on the shoe, you've got some carbon fiber wrapping up from underneath the shoe onto the midfoot of either side of the sneaker. But that's not all, man. The hits keep coming with this shoe. It's crazy. The outsole comes in this sort of bluish, greenish, semi-translucent rubber, which looks amazing as is. But where it shines, literally, is that it glows in the dark, and it glows good. This glow is crazy bright. I mean, this shoe has every element that you'd want from a sneaker in 2012. It's a basketball sneaker, it's limited, it's got a wild print, it has a dope tag, it glows in the dark. 20-year-old Seth is losing his mind right now. Because yes, I was 20 in 2012. I'm sure a lot of you guys probably were a lot younger than that. I get that if this sneaker released for the first time today, it would definitely not have hit the same levels of hype that it did 13 years ago. But for people like myself who are nostalgic for the golden age of Nike basketball, who wanted this sneaker for years, I mean, this sneaker is a must-have. Now, I'll be honest, I don't know how limited this shoe is gonna be. I mean, it's a quick strike, so it probably will be pretty limited, but I can pretty much guarantee that it won't be as hard to get as it was back in the day. Now, my guess is it'll still sell out. Most people will probably still have to pay resale for this pair, but I don't think we're talking about a $2,000 sneaker here. I think we're talking about a $300 to $400 sneaker, is my guess. But all of that aside, hype, resale out of the way, this is definitely a top 10 sneaker for me for the year. I mean, we're talking like probably number 4 and number 3 on my list of top 10 sneakers of the year already. I realize it's February, but let's be real. I mean, February's been wild. I've already added 2 grails to my collection, the 85 breads, and actually the actual 85 breads, and now the Galaxy Foamposites. I mean, it's truly been one of the craziest months for sneakers for me ever. But hey, if you made it to this point in the video, let me know in the comment section down below whether you plan to grab the Galaxy Foamposites when they finally drop. As always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you all in the next one.